So, the LEGO Ninjago franchise has been going on for an incredibly long time now. A full 13 years and counting. That's right, this LEGO franchise about ninjas is now old enough to make a Twitter account. And with the absolutely gargantuan scope of Ninjago with how long it's been going on for, I can only imagine that all of this looks incredibly confusing to an outsider looking in. Recently, a tweet depicting some of the events of the most recent piece of Ninjago franchise content seriously popped off on that site. And with it came a lot of people rightfully confused as hell. Whether it be people who didn't know this LEGO brand designed to sell ninja toys actually had a story, or people who kind of fell out of this franchise upwards of a decade ago now looking at this post and going, whoa, what have I missed here? What has happened in the 8+ years since I last looked at this franchise? If you're either one of these types of people, this is the video for you. Because I'm not going to sit here and recap the lore events that this post is describing. Nah, that's a dumb baby's way out, and you're not a dumb baby, are you? If you're curious about this post, I want you to watch the episodes and find out about these plot points for yourself. Because Ninjago is an absolutely awesome franchise in my opinion. It's not a perfect franchise, we've definitely had some seriously terrible low points over the years, but we've also had a bunch of super good high points. And I think the stuff I like about this franchise way outweighs the stuff I don't like. Ninjago is just cool, man, and you should get into it. But how should you do that exactly? I think there's some important stuff you need to know when trying to get into or back into Ninjago, and I want to discuss it in this video. So you might be asking me, but Krusty, what is there to really get here? When I want to get into a new show, I'm gonna find it on Netflix and hit episode 1. But yeah, see, Ninjago isn't really like that. Well, it is, but it also kind of isn't. I'll just explain it. It's just easier to explain. And just before we get into this whole discussion, there's a very important disclaimer I want to lay out here and now so there's no confusion. Not a single piece of media I discuss in today's video, unless otherwise stated, is a hard continuity reboot. Every piece of Ninjago media I recommend you in today's video is all a part of the same interconnected canon that has been running for 13 years now. There's been no continuity resets, we're still following the same characters. The universe we were introduced to in Ninjago Rise of the Snakes in 2012 is the universe we're still following now in Ninjago Dragons Rising. All that's mentioned in today's video exists within the same continuity. When looking at a Ninjago on most distributors where you'd watch this franchise, you will be presented with 3 different TV shows. The first of which being LEGO Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu. This era of the show started in 2011 and ended in 2019. For the nostalgic adults who grew up watching Ninjago, overwhelming odds are these are the episodes you're remembering fondly. The next show, and I say that in big quotation marks and I'll get to why in a bit, is called Ninjago. This one started in 2019 and ended in 2022. And to me is a really interesting case in how to completely botch your franchise's marketing. Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu and Ninjago 2019 are the same show. Although in my personal opinion, I feel like the ending of Masters of Spinjitzu was a better ending for the show than the actual ending seen in Ninjago 2019. Like, I don't know, these 11-minute Ninjago 2019 episodes are definitely a lot of fun and I do like them. But that 11-minute era as a whole is something I can take or leave. Remember though, that is just my personal opinion. You could and probably will feel differently. And I still do like most of these 2019 episodes. This whole section of the show isn't irredeemable dog water or anything like that. This era of the show was initially designed to be a jumping on point for new viewers, but they kind of lost sight of that vision like very early on into this era. So it ultimately just boils down to more seasons of Ninjago. The central difference between Masters of Spinjitzu and just Ninjago is the change in episode lengths, going from 22-minute long episodes to 11-minute long episodes, alongside a change in animation studio. Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu and Ninjago, despite being 2 separate shows, comprise one show, Ninjago. Although a lot of people have been referring to it as Classic Ninjago recently, which I think is a pretty cool name for it. So, because of all of this, we have 2 Ninjago Season 1s. This one, Rise of the Snakes, being the actual first season of Ninjago, and this one, Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu, being the show's 11th season. Classic Ninjago ultimately ended up clocking in at 15 seasons long, being accompanied by 2 44-minute long TV specials. So yeah, it is quite the doozy to watch. For someone wanting to get back into this franchise, or someone even trying to get into it for the first time, watching all of Classic Ninjago is a pretty daunting undertaking. And for many people, it's just too intimidating to do, and honestly, yeah, I can't blame them. Also, the final season of Classic Ninjago absolutely sucks. So, Ninjago is over. Classic Ninjago ended with the release of Season 15 Crystallized on September 30th, 2022. Ninjago ended. and has been ended for over a year and a half now. And you might be asking, but how can this be? The franchise continues. They're still making Ninjago stuff, how can it be over? What you've come across here is Ninjago Dragons Rising, a lovingly crafted sequel series to the classic Ninjago show that ended in 2022. This show started with its first season last year in 2023 and is currently ongoing. So far we are halfway through this show's second season and the whole thing has been absolutely spectacular so far. This show follows the ninja team over half a decade after the original show's ending, navigating the world of the original show after it was changed forever in a cataclysmic event known as the Merge. An event where all of the mystical realms we saw in the original Ninjago show smashed together into one giant new world. Whilst that original ninja team starts to expand with new ninja, as the Green Ninja Lloyd takes up Wu's mantle as a teacher, taking in students of his own who become new additions to the ninja team. This sequel series is designed to be accessible to newcomer Ninjago fans, people who have never seen or heard of Ninjago in their entire life. If you're looking for a point in the history of this franchise to be able to jump onto, without having to go back and watch the 15-season long backlog, this is it. And so far, as mentioned before, this is a damn good continuation that stands as a great entry point to Ninjago for newcomer fans, and a fantastic continuation of the stories of the classic characters that so many people have grown up loving. It does an amazing job at appealing to newcomer fans and legacy Ninjago fans alike, with the first 30 episodes of Dragons Rising we've gotten so far being regarded by a lot of the Ninjago fanbase as some of the best content the franchise has ever received. I don't know if my bias is showing here, but I really like Dragons Rising, I think it's great. My opinion for people wanting to get into this franchise for the first time, in the present day, I would start with Dragons Rising Season 1, Episode 1, The Merge. And as soon as you've got Dragons Rising done, if you enjoyed the series enough, go back and watch Classic Ninjago. Of course, if you are up to watching 15 seasons of TV before jumping into Dragons Rising, I would watch Original Ninjago first, as despite all of its faults, I do think it's a great show that is worth your time. And, whilst Dragons Rising can be completely enjoyed without having seen classic Ninjago, the new sequel show gets even more fun when you have the context of the classic show and know the history of the characters. Either way, you can't go wrong. Classic Ninjago absolutely has its low point seasons, but it is a great and wildly entertaining show. Dragons Rising, in its first 30 episodes, has been nothing but consistently spectacular, and has more than proven itself as a worthy sequel to classic Ninjago. Whichever of the two directions that I've recommended in this video today that you end up going in, you really can't go all that wrong with either choice. This franchise is just cool, man, and you should be watching it now!